Okay, evidence detection. Scent drags from Dr. Josh, the chiropractor here in PE Warmer. So basically, the scent drags will be hidden, mimicking a crime scene where there's either been a robbery, murder, etc. And Bear must now go detect the evidence that has been dropped by the suspect. That evidence then gets bagged and tagged and can be sent to forensics to help identify the suspect. Obviously, also recover goods. Attached to this video is two other evidence detections. One 6 months old scent drags that was used. I did them yesterday, so have a watch. Okay, this is the 16th of April 2020 during the lockdown session. So obviously working dogs need to be trained regardless, so I do take it to the bush. The unit does fall under disaster management, which obviously means that we also need to keep the dogs trained. People go missing all the time. We've had a few people go missing during the lockdown period. They were recovered without our assistance needed. However, obviously it's vital that the dogs stay in tip-top shape. So in this case, you'll see Bear zipping in and out of the bushes there. So she's looking for a scent of Josh. Now, Josh's scent, I cut up the rags and I hid them in the bushes. You'll see how there's debris all around this bush. Now, this is why I chose a specific field. It's next to a school field, so obviously there's a lot of different scent. There's cows about 100 meters away and there's horses on the other side. With the wind blowing, it obviously blows the scent into her face, making evidence detection very, very difficult. And you'll see there she just found a kid's toy in the log. And she goes down and that's it. So as part of obstacles in real life scenarios, you put her up against very, very challenging positions. And this is one of them. Now, during this evidence detection, the wind is blowing, so it's not as easy as she makes it look. The video is also fast forwarded because it's about 20 minutes of video that I've edited down to around 5 minutes. So ultimately you'll see how she exacts. Now obviously there's a shrub in the bush as well. Shrub also gives us scent and so on it goes. So it's a lot of variable factors. When you get to a scene as a handler, you have to take all these factors in consideration. And you'll see that's actually a piece of kids' cardboard inside the bush. Quite deep actually. You'll see there, and she detected it. So yeah, it's a very, very lot of work, but she does manage to do it, and she does it very, very well as well. Now, what happens in real life is we'd be called to a robbery, murder, hijacking, whatever it might be, and they need to know if the suspect has dropped any evidence. And you'll see that she goes down, and I go, look, what has she gone down for? And there's the rag. And that's a piece of Josh's scent rag, probably about 3 centimeters in length. So getting back to the scenario now, so we'll get deployed to murder, robbery, etc., farm attacks even. And the dog gets deployed, and her job is to detect any form of scent that I tell her to find. So for example, if a suspect drops something and the dog can take scent of it, even better. She does take scent off hard surfaces as well. She even takes scent off the grass where someone has stood. Okay, so this is the day before, also evidence detection, but in a confined area. Now, you'll notice that we actually do searching inside the house. This is Jean's scent. Now, this scent rag is 6 months old. Yeah, so it's been in a packet for 6 months, and then I decided to hide it. I actually hid in the garden as well, but for this purposes, we'll do inside the room. Now, in this room, I scattered everything all over the show, you'll see. I actually made a mess of everything, and the trick here is for her to smell every single item to isolate the scent, and I've even got other people's stuff in there as well, because ultimately her job is to find what I'm telling her to find, in this case Jean's scent. So in a real case scenario, suppose that this is a suspect's house that now has been raided, and we need to now ascertain if the abducted child, the abducted person, any stolen items from someone that was murdered perhaps. This dog gets sent in, and her job is to find anything that belongs to the victim. And based on that, it will give you probable cause to either arrest or investigate further. It goes so far as to she would even go down if the person lay on the bed. The scent of even the carpets, the scent in any material stays for quite a while. So she would isolate it, and that is in addition to anything you can spray, detergents, anything, whatever it might be. She will find the scent. We've tried it, we've practiced it, and it works. So in this case, you'll see she's in and out, in and out. Obviously, with the sheer volume of items here, it takes her quite a while. But eventually she gets it. It's a piece of rag that's inside the fin there. And that's pretty much it, eh? Close confined quarters, evidence detection as well in an urban environment.